Okay, we're ready for starting this. Okay, yeah, everything's fine. Okay, so let's start all this thing. All right, hello guys, welcome to this course, to this class, specific class, which is the outlines class. The class in which I will tell you how we're gonna manage in class as the quarters goes by. Okay, so depends on what I'm going to tell you today in this short clip. Well, short in quotes, quoting. It's not exactly short, but it's technically a class. We will see the different stuff that we have to consider in order to pass the subject. Okay, to pass the English subject, which in this case can be invariably, all right, can be directed to the ninth graders, to the sixth graders, and also to the third graders. However, this is a general way to explain all the courses how we manage, because it doesn't matter if it's ninth grade or sixth or third or second or first, whatever. The way we manage, or the way you are going to manage with me, is going to be exactly the same, just with little changes, a bit of changes, tiny changes, depending on what kind of task, of what kind of works you have to develop, you have to give me in order to get a proper grade. Okay, so that's a single thing that is going to change in this way. In general, this is going to be the same. Okay, so well, giving this introduction to you, I think let's start the presentation, the class. Okay, all the rubrics. I'm going to tell you everything about it, about different kind of works, etc. Okay, so without any doubt, if any other question, please remember to text me on Telegram. That's always. That will be the media by which we are going to be communicating, by which we are going to communicate always. Okay, and it's something important, stuff that I have to mention about this. All right, but I will tell you later as we can continue, as we can keep going with the presentation. Okay, so I'm going to show this, right, and I will explain it a little bit about it. If I need to touch something different, if I need to say something or I have to show you something specifically, then I'm going to stop the presentation. But this is just for giving the outlines, basic outlines. Now, quarter outlines. Okay, that's my name. This is a course that we are going to see, which is May to August 21. And let's continue with it. Okay, now the welcome. Okay, the welcome is a message that I always write for you in order to, well, to comprehend what are we doing here right now. It says, hello guys, and welcome here to new English class course at UPCOM, right, University. On the following slides, you will be guided by the teacher, that means by me, on the different aspects and rubrics that you will have to consider on the group in order to not just success on the subject, but also to have a great time here at university, mostly on this special and new system, which is the online one. Now, we already have it's already a year since we started with this kind of classes, a little bit more than a year since we started with the modality, the online modality. I know that this had been difficult, I know that this is hard in some other aspects, but we have to continue in that way until the world fixes again. Okay, fix again. You know that COVID has brought a lot of problems to us, to our families, to our jobs, to all the stuff, right? And I know that we are all tired of this. But if we want to not stay back and to continue and have a well improvement in all our skills, we have to adapt to this new era, right? To this new age with, well, the technology, which is what we have now. Okay. Now let's continue here. Remember that the first of all, what is important is to take care of yourself and yours. Okay, your family, your brother, your sister, your dad, your mom, your grandmom, your granddad, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever. Right? So that's a priority. That's why we are now on this modality in this way. Okay, now objectives. What are the objectives? As a specific course, okay, your single objective is to pass the subject. That's it. But as long as you continue with the courses, with a career, and you reach the ninth, the 10th grade, your next objective has to be to develop a proper English level in order to graduate well. Okay, if you don't want to have any problems with your graduation, with your title, then you have to continue your studies in English because you have to get a specific grade on there. Now, if you don't know how the English manages, the English levels manage according with letters and also numbers. Giving the letter A as basic English, right? The letter B as a medium English, which in this case is mid-range, and letter C as advanced English. In this case, we also can find subgroups like 1 and 2. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. What you have to get in this course depends on what, in which quarter you are coursing now. Now, for example, if you are in 10th grade, you are obligated on getting a B2 at least a B2. Sorry, B1. I think it's B1. Okay, but you cannot have an A1 or A2. So that means that you need to know how to communicate in English in a basic way, but communicate well, giving your ideas known. Okay, so that's it. That's the objective. If you are in 3rd grade, well, you are in preparation, you are training. Okay, so there's no problem at all. But it's good for you to be measuring your own level so you know how much English you are allowed to express. Okay. Now it says, learn English basics in order to start building a knowledge and improve conversation and understanding. This is independently on the level that you are. On this new language, becoming a bilingual professional. Now that's the main point of this. All right. Now, for all the careers, you can apply the English, or you can say that you apply the English in a basic way just to understand a writing, to understand an article, or for your barely fun. All right. I want to see movies. I want to understand this in English. I want to have conversation, or I want to travel to United States, Canada, England, Australia, whatever. But the guys that it's mandatory for you to learn English is a group of LANIs, because you are dedicated to talk, or you are destined to talk, not just talk, but also have interactions with international people. And the truth is that the English is a multinational language, official, non-official language. Okay? But it's the language by which all of us communicate internationally. Why? I don't know. Those are the rules, social rules, and we have to accomplish them, right? We have to respect them. Develop your skills on the language in order to be able to talk, listen, write, and read different kinds of materials for your fun or with academic purposes or professional purposes, as I'm telling you. Okay, so those are your objectives. If you are in 9th grade or 10th grade, then your objectives must be more specific, which is to get as the highest score that you can. Okay, right, next. Now, getting a little bit with the class, I want to touch the assessment system as first. Okay. Now, as you know, we are on UPGOP. UPGOP, or Unipoly, is a university that is dedicated to develop skills on the students. That's why the university is called university based on competences. Competences that you are competent to do or not to do something. Okay, so that means that this university, or the system that university manages, is so practical. It's very, very practical. You have to do or not to do. Okay, that's how we measure your skills in this university, not as a university like, for example, Ibero, UVM, La Salle, by which those universities measure more the knowledge, measure more that you have like the creativity to do something, to develop a program, anything, different stuff, to develop theories, some things that are not exactly practical. Okay. Now it says, here at UP Gov, we manage different systems based on competencies, in contrast to other kind of universities. In the same way, we assess students by taking in account evidences and not just exams or homeworks. It's important for us to guide you in the process of practical stuff, not just theoretical. And that's what we are going to focus on this class here. Okay? Now, how to assess? As you know, on UPGov, I'm going to use an example here. No, as you know, here at UPGov, okay, we manage the evaluation or the assessment on, we base the assessment on evidences. These evidences are different works or papers that you have to develop. And according to our perception as teachers, we can give you a grade on that. That's not different on here. On my class, you have to develop in total. I will open this one. Okay, here I'm going to go to your grades. You have to develop, in this case, these evidences along with the quarter. And at the end, or at the middle, or whatever, any day that I ask you for the evidence, I will assess you, okay, and I will give you a grade. In order to pass the course, you have to get at least 7 on each one of these evidences. If you fail one evidence, one work, then you fail all the course, okay? With a single evidence that you fail, then you fail all the course. Remember that, and you must know that. Okay. Now that's the way as we do it. Okay. Now depending on the group, then you have different number of evidences. The 9th graders in this course, for me, they have to develop 9 evidences. The 6th group have to develop or have to give me 7 evidences, and finally the 3rd courses have to give me 5 evidences. Okay, so those are the official numbers of it. And which are these evidences? Well, on my class, we have from base 5 base evidences. 5 evidences are the same evidences for all the groups, independent from their course in this case. Like, for example, it doesn't matter if you are in 1st grade, no 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. You have to give me these same 5 evidences, and I will tell which are them. Now, for this case, I will take the example of the 9th graders, the biotechnology's 9th graders. Okay. Now, how are we gonna manage it? In this case, okay, the 5 main evidences that you have is the participations, the homeworks, digital notebook, exams, and conversations. Okay. Right, these are the 5 basic evidences, and I will explain each of them, so you please pay attention and take notes on this, what I'm going to say. Which is what I'm going to say. Number 1, participations. It's an English class, and I know that most of you maybe are ashamed of showing your English skills, but I have to tell you that that has not to be the fact here. You have to practice the language. If you don't practice the language, you will never develop the language right. You have to practice it a lot. That's why I take in count a lot the participation, your participation on this class. If I ask a question, participate. If I tell you something, participate. If I don't know, if I say something or anything, if I'm explaining, participate, telling me your experiences, something that you already know, etc. Okay. Now you may say, teacher, but how can you measure the participation if we are online? That will be very simple and very easy. I have two methods to assess this participation, and I will open in this case where is it? Here, a block notes, so I can explain you this. I have two ways. The first way of measuring your participation is natural participation. Okay, this means that you keep participating many times in class, as much as many as you can in order to let the teacher know that you are constantly with attention in class. Okay, so that's it. So natural participation, talk, give me opinions, give me answers, whatever, but as many times as you can, so I know that you were with a big attention on class and you kept participating. But because I know that this is hard and this is tired and most of you are not going to respect this, I have another method. Number two, the second way as you can have participation is the questioning, questions and answers. Okay, now how is this way? In this case, if I ask you a question and you answer as you can, you have your participation point. Okay, so for example, if I ask you something, if I give you, I don't know, Manuel, I don't know, the invented name, all right, Manuel, hey, Manuel, what day is today? If Manuel tells me something, doesn't matter if it's the right answer or if it's a wrong answer, but if he tries in English, then he's going to have the participation point. Okay? But if Manuel doesn't tell me nothing, he shuts. That means that he don't say nothing. He shuts. Or he tells me, I don't know, teacher, ask anyone else, then he's going to win a negative participation. That's another one. Okay? Participations are divided into good participation, positive participation, and negative participations. Now what are them? Simple. Positive participation are, like you can see here, a point. For example, point. Those are positive participations. Okay? What are negative participations? Negative participations are zeros here. Zeros. 0, 0, etc. Okay? Now what's the problem here? If you see a white space, then you have the opportunity to fill the space with a participation. Doesn't matter what, negative or positive. But if the space is already occupied by a participation, then I cannot erase that participation. Teacher, please, I swear for God, please give me a point. Oh, I understand. Then I will change this 0 for a 1. No. These participations cannot be changed. Never. Ever. Forever. So, as you can see, you have a limit of participation, which is in this case are exactly 10 participation. In all the quarter, you have to gather 10 total participations. But if you receive a negative participation, then you can, well, not to get 0 on the others and fill all the participations with positive participations. Okay, this is another example. If I get 2 zeros, then I still have the opportunity of getting an 8. I have 3 zeros. You still have the opportunity to get that number, a 7. But if you have 4 participations, 4 negative participations, then you will fail the subject. And yes, you have to, okay? You have to get at least the 7 participations. I won't change zeros in this case. I won't change negative participation. So please be sure that you have your participations in class. If you want, ask me after classes how are the participations going, so you know how is your situation. What is your situation according with the participations? Okay. Take please in count this, and remember that I have 2 ways to count the participation. The way, how can you gain negative participation? This is a question that I will summary everything. Okay, how can I earn negative participations? I will summary it into a single answer, which in this case is going to be with damn, I forget how is that word in English. Let me tell you. Where I have it. Okay, here is it. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, yeah, it's it. With disinterest. Showing me disinterest. I totally hate, I totally hate, I cannot with that. When a student tells me, teacher, I don't know, ask anyone else. Dude, I'm asking you. If I'm asking you, you have to respect my decision of asking you. Okay? And try to answer. If you don't want to answer, if you tell me to ask any other person, this is important, if I ask you and you are not paying attention, then you gain the negative participation. If you tell me, sorry teacher, what? Dude, are you in class or are you not in class? So with that simple comment, you gain a negative participation. Okay, right. So that's the disinterest. And there's another final point about this. If I ask you, for example, here says Miguel Ivan. If I ask Miguel Ivan, what is the capital of Mexico? And Miguel Ivan tells me, Mexico City, teacher. But his camera, his webcam is off, then I won't say nothing. But I won't put the participation. For example, this was the participation of Miguel Ivan. Miguel Ivan told me Mexico City, but Miguel's camera is off. Then I'm not going to put nor a 1 nor a 0, but no participation that day. So it's very important for you to have the cameras on all the time. Okay. The same, if you participate a lot, but your camera is off, sorry with excuse me. No excuses, no participations. As I told you guys, we already have 1 year and almost a half, okay, having classes online. Okay? No excuses for not having a camera. No excuses. It's been a year, a whole year having online classes. There are no excuses with not having a camera. Please, a camera, a webcam, a simple webcam on USB costs 200 pesos. And it's an investment for your education. So no excuses. Teacher, my camera is wrong, it's failing. I don't care. Your camera is failing? Well, today you won't have a participation. That's all. but you won't have it. If your camera is failing, fix it. That's simple as that. Okay? Alright. So that's the first evidence. I count this as an evidence, as a paper, as a work. Let's continue with the second one, which is homeworks. What about the homeworks? This is very simple. Just make sure that you deliver the homeworks in time and you will have your grade, okay, on the homework. Now, a different from the participation, homework counts 2 points. Each homework has 2 points. As we end on the last homework, okay, I will adapt the formula in order to get the total in over 10, okay? But you have to complete it. Now, what kind of homeworks can I ask you? The homeworks is simple. Homeworks that I post on Moodle, homeworks that you have to do and that counts here. There are other groups that uses by which I ask homeworks, but homeworks by Smart. Those homeworks also count. And the rule for the homework is that you have to deliver the homework before the start of next class. For example, if it's Wednesday and we don't have class until the next Monday, then you have to complete the homework until the next Monday. That will be the time always, unless I say something different, which most of the time I don't. Okay, but those are the rules for delivery. Something else. In this special quarter, I will try to set a special attention on the do's, on the to-dos. That means on the practical ways. So, different from this, a participation, the digital notebook, the exams, in which I can be like more sensitive, like more flexible. In homeworks this quarter, I won't be flexible. If you don't deliver the homeworks in time, I won't count your homework. Sorry with excuse me, but I won't. Okay? Right. This is very simple. Oh, and there's something else. The homeworks is a single evidence, so the homeworks are not going to be averaged with exams, with projects. No, homeworks are their only evidence. Okay, so that's it. Okay, digital notebook. What about the digital notebook? It's very simple. Digital notebook is a well, I will go with digital notebook in a moment. Okay, I will explain first the conversations. Okay, and exams. Exams is very simple. It's exams. Now, depending on the group, they have 3 exams or 2 exams. Why depending on this? Depends on if I have given class to that group or if I haven't. If I haven't given class to that group, then you will have 2 exams on the just these 2 on the quarter. What about the first exam? Well, because I'm knowing you, the first exam is how do I call this? It's a diagnostic exam. In order to know how is your English. Okay. That exam, I tell you to answer in a day, for example, and you have to give me your results. It doesn't matter if you get a 10, you get a 5, you get a 1. Doesn't matter. You will have a 10 here. Okay. You will have a 10. Okay. Now, for example, with this group is what I'm going to do because I haven't had class yet with them, right? Well, I mean yet with other courses, previous courses. So I don't know how's their skill in English. So they have the 10, but they have to give me their diagnostic exam. If they don't, then they have 0 here. That means that on the next exams they have to make sure to get a higher grade than 6. Because with 6 they get 7. If I set 5 here, they get 7, right? But if they get 2 5s, that means 6.7, they don't pass the subject. All right. And there's a lot of combinations that we can make. Maybe in the one exam they got a 3, and in another exam they got an 8, so that means 7. Okay. You can. It's very flexible to make you pass it. That's why I'm telling you that this is not extremely strict. Okay, this is very easy. The exams. What about exams? Okay, now what I'm going to show you is the process of the exam. Now, how are the exams managed with me? The exams on my class are like this. I will show you. Well, I will get an example from the last quarter, which is this. For example, first exam, second quarters. Okay. What about exams? The 3 exams, okay, are exactly the same. Well, the 3 if you have to take the 3 exams. 2 exams, the 2 exams if you don't just have to take 2. The exam is a presentation and an answer sheet. I will show you also the answer sheet. Okay, the answer sheet is formats here. Digital exam answer sheet. Here's it. Let's go first with the exam. The exam is a presentation. I will give you a specific hour. For example, hey guys, the exam is going to be on Wednesday at 6, maybe. That means that at 6, I will start sharing my screen with you. But I will share just this, the cover page, okay? The exam will always start 10 minutes after the time I say. 10 minutes after the time I say. If I tell you 6, the exam will start at 6:10. Okay? But from 6, I will start to giving you access to the class, and you will see the cover page of the exam. Then at the time of 6:10, the exams will start, and the exam is automatic. I don't manage it. It's automatic. All right? So the exam starts. Okay? You will have the exam starts, and all the questions are multiple. Well, there are questions that are open but very simple questions. Almost all the questions are multiple choice like this, and you just have to take the right answer. But here is a trick, and I will tell you by writing. This is very important. All questions in exams will last exactly 1 minute. Just 1 minute. All questions last 1 minute. Okay? So, if the exam starts, then the question is 1 minute. After that minute, the question automatically changes. Okay? Automatically. 1 minute, go. 1 minute, go. 1 minute, go. Please make sure that you to prepare everything in order to don't confuse or don't have problems. The exam is live, not online, just it's live. The exam is live. So the day of exam, make sure that you have everything in order. Your internet connection, the lights, your computer, everything, whatever that you have made practices, etc. Okay? That day, teacher, how can we manage the light and the how do I call this? And the internet. It's very simple. Okay? Internet. Okay. This day, hey family, this day I will have a test. Please, sister, don't turn on Netflix. Mother, don't open your podcast. Brother, don't download things from internet. Make sure that your internet connection is perfect. If you cannot ensure that, then go out. Go to a cafe internet or whatever that you can, okay, in order to take the exam. The lights. Well, ask for a computer, a laptop. Charge previously your laptop, charge previously your tablet, or charge previously your cell phone. You can answer the exam in cell phone. It's very easy how. Alright, and those are the rules. Now, how to answer it? The answer sheet is this one. Now, you already have this answer sheet on Moodle. What you have to do the day of exam is download this answer sheet, put here your name, Felix Cifuentes, in my case. Well, this is on uppercase. Okay, your group and career, maybe you are Lanis, Lanis 6th grade, 6th B. Okay. Right. Date, what day is that date? Maybe, for example, 15/01/21. I don't know. Okay. The instruction is simple. Answer the following gaps using just the answers letter. Don't put me the complete answer, just the answers letter. On multiple choice question. For open questions, write the answer needed, but be brief and objective. Do not write more than what is necessary. So, I will take this out. This is a trick for computers and also for tablets, not for cell phones, but for tablets and computers, yes. You can divide the screen in halves, like this, half and half. Okay. For the exam is perfect, because if I have here, if you are watching here the exam, the Zoom class, the exam here, you in the other way, you are answering. Question, what is a noun? I don't know, maybe it's D. Okay, next one. Changes. Okay, I think that this is B. Okay, I think that this is A. Alright, so as long as the presentations go, then you can be answering just by watching. Okay, just by watching the exam. And that's it. That's what you have to do. Okay. For open questions, name the 3 grammar articles. All 3 grammar articles, a, and. Okay, I click here, a, and the, for example. Okay, and those are the questions. Maybe another, this one, write a clause. Okay, a clause. I play with the ball. Okay, that kind of questions, but just that. Right. After you finish, you will click here on download as PDF. Okay, download as PDF. Or if you are on Excel, yes, if we open, for example, if we open here in Excel, that's if you are in Google. If you are in Google, okay, then download in PDF format. But if you are in Excel, then click at the end, save as, and you are going to save as okay, you're gonna save as here, not as book of Excel, but as PDF here. Okay, save on PDF always. Okay, and that's going to be it. Also, you will change here first partial if it's a first partial, second partial, or third partial, doesn't matter. Okay. Alright. With this same answer sheet, you will make the diagnostic exam also. Okay, but we'll talk later about that later. Okay, so those are the way as you are going to answer the exam. Okay. Right. That's it. Let's continue. We were with the assessment. Okay. Let's continue then with the digital notebook. Okay, now the digital notebook is what you are going to use in the coder in order to write everything. Okay, but in normal classes, maybe it's a notebook, a physical notebook, but in this case we are online, so it's going to be a digital notebook. This digital notebook has different things that must be respected, for being the first one that is on Excel, and I will show you how. This is a digital notebook that I made when I was studying French on my university some time ago, but this has to be in this way. This is a digital notebook, as I hope you do that. Now, digital notebook must have three aspects here: vocabulary, which is the same, grammar, and in this case, activities. Everything that is vocabulary, tell you, for example, hey, copy this vocabulary. I want this vocabulary in your notebook. Hey, this vocabulary, copy the vocabulary. Everything on that must be in this section. Like here. Oh. Right? As you can see, for example, here is my vocabulary of that semester. And I have the title of the vocabulary and the number of words, and also the word in Spanish and the word in French. Or you can switch it. For example, first the word in English and then the translation, the Spanish, whatever. But exactly the same, in the same way, right? You have a lot of space. Excel is perfect because Excel never ends. Excel is almost infinite. So you have all the space to create, to put everything here. Put everything, okay? All right. Right, so as you can see, for example, all these are words that I wrote. Okay. That's the vocabulary. Everything that is vocabulary goes here in vocabulary. Grammar. Everything that is a grammar rule about anything goes here on grammar. Everything that is a grammar rule. Everything that is a grammar rule. Okay. For example, I have some topics here. Les articles partitifs, which is participate articles. Partitive articles, la expresión de quantité, which is the expression of the quantities, quantifiers, technically, all right? La comparación, which is the comparisons, all right, on all of that. And as you can see, all this is written by my hand. Everything is written by my hand. What is forbidden? And I will put here. Totally forbidden to, okay, copy, all right, to paste screenshots of texts. No screenshots of text. If I see a screenshot of a text, all your book will fail. All your book will fail, right? What is that? To do this, for example, if I go to internet and I look here, for example, I don't know, articles in English. Well, let's put, for example, I don't know, quantifiers, right? The topic of quantifiers. Okay, quantifiers. Here, I get into quantifiers. Right, here's the quantifiers. English. Quantifiers indicate a quantity of nouns. Then I put, for example, I open here the scissors, right? And I make this. For example, I copy the information. Sorry, it's tickling me a little bit my ear. Okay, I copy here. I copy, and finally I got into my Excel and I paste. And here, hey teacher, here is my topic. Here's my topic. No, totally no. This is not allowed, and you will fail the evidence. Okay, everything must be written by yourself. Everything must be written by yourself. Okay, so that's it. And the final part, there has to be here another book, but I didn't add this on my course, which is activities. Activities is everything that we do on class. Everything that we do on class. Okay, while we are not having presential classes, we will include another book here, okay, which is, for example, guys, for homework do this in activities. Guys, copy this in activities. Guys, make an exercise of 10 examples of something in activities, okay? And I will check the homeworks in activities. Okay, so that's the Excel. That's the digital notebook. Let's move now with the next, which is conversations. And with this, we end with the basic tutorial for the main deliveries. Conversations. Conversation is an online conversation by text that you have to do with a person, a specific person. In this case, you have to get a teacher. Okay, I will set here the, well, actually there is a rubric. I will show you here. I think it's here. I don't know. I remember well. Rubrics for presentations. Well, I think it's here. No, I don't remember where I left that. Let me see. Formats. No. Materials. No. Okay, I will pause the recording to find it, and then we continue on that. Okay. Okay, right, guys. So I have found it. Well, let's see this part of the conversations. All right. So let's continue. Now, the online conversation, it's a document that you have to write in which, well, technically you have to transcript. What you're gonna do is to take, well, to get, right, a person by which you can talk in English, and you are going to develop several conversations in order to, well, to what I'm asking you, in order to improve your conversational skills, including slang and including other ways that is up to communicate in a real life conversation. Okay. Now, how can we do this? First of all, in this case, you will have to get the person. In this case, I am asking for getting an English teacher. Now, with this English teacher, you have to start conversations, okay, in some weeks. All right. Now, how many? In this case, you will have 10 weeks, including that last two that we just passed now. Week 1, week 2, and that weeks until week 10. You have to get well, to talk with the teacher, to say, hey teacher, listen, we have this task for the English class. How do you see if you can help me, etc. Right? And the purpose is for having conversations about anything that you want to conversate with that teacher. Why a teacher? Because coordination has asked me to include in this specific evidence to not expose you to unknown people, right? To try to direct it into well-known people. Now, teacher, because a teacher is going to always try to help you in everything. Now, if you ask to an English teacher for having conversations with that teacher in order to complete a task, I'm pretty sure that they are not just going to accept. They are also going to help you on improving your conversational skills. The conversations can be done by Telegram, by WhatsApp, by Messenger, on Facebook, whatever, it doesn't matter. But what matters is what you have to complete. In this case, you have to complete 15 conversations. How can we count a conversation? Well, a conversation is an exchange of messages, okay, and a specific number of exchange of messages. In this case, I call it 20 interventions. Now, what is an intervention? I will set the example on this case with, for example, with this group, all right? Here, for example, this. Imagine that this is a conversation done by a single person, by just two persons. So, for example, May 25. This is my message, all right? This is someone else's message, all right? And we keep going in that way, right? So we count how we count in this way. For example, if I say something, I'm finding some other task here. Well, I'm going to go here. Okay. The interventions are how many times I intervene in a specific conversation. For example, hi guys, we start this. Okay, this is a single message, but an intervention are these two messages. My interventions are counted of how many times I intervene with the other's conversation. This is the other person, all right? So for example, if the other person answered me this, and this, that's one intervention of that person. That means that 20 times I have to, okay, intervene in the conversation with any message. With one message, two messages, three messages. Doesn't matter the number of messages. What matter are the number of interventions. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. Okay, all these 5 are just the sixth intervention. Okay, and that's it. That's how we manage here. All right, that's what I'm going to count in this conversation. Now, as I go back here on the task, it's online conversations. Requires 15 conversations, but this conversation must have at least 20 interventions per conversation. If you got more than 20 interventions, then you can start counting the next conversation. Okay, it doesn't matter about time, it doesn't matter about days, it doesn't matter about nothing but the interventions that you add on your conversations with that teacher. Okay, now this is the rubric, how you have to do it. Exactly as explained this way is how you have to build it. This is this is how you have to write it. First of all, you're going to add a cover page. Free design, university name, teacher's name, my name, that means subject's name, your name, group, and delivery date. After the cover page, you have to include the content. In this case, you have to transcribe the conversations from WhatsApp to Word. Okay, and it has to be divided into 3 sections. Section 1, information card or informational card. That means the name of the person, social network, conversation media, dates, okay, the dates, and durability of the conversation. In this case, I'm going to change this by the name of the teacher, okay, and also the school where the teacher is working at. Second, after this, you're gonna start you're gonna put the context of conversation, not just the conversation directly, but saying first, okay, this day I was eating my breakfast and then I decided to send a message to the teacher. Okay, it's fine. What is the context? Okay, this guy, I was so sad, so I look for to talk with someone and I choose to be the teacher. I don't know, for example, right? And that's it. Context of the conversation. So what was the context? How did we get into that conversation? You can also just say that you were boring and you wanted to talk. Doesn't matter. And finally, at 3, you add the transcription of the conversation. Okay. This is an example. Okay. Name of the person, social media. Well, this is because recently, okay, on the last quarters, I chose to find random people on internet, but not now. When and durability. Okay. Context. This day I was having a lot of fun. Blah, blah, this happened. What happened? And then we started talking. And then the transcription. Me. Hello. How was your ad? Person's name. Totally awful. I think no one get above C. Me. Really? But how? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Intervention 1. Intervention 2. Okay. And that's how we manage this task. But as we move on the quarter, I will be giving you this, which is the rubrics. I have to modify it a little bit. But for now, try to develop your conversations with the teacher that I told you. Okay? And that's an important task. That's an important evidence that you have to develop. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can also ask me on the class, right? So it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's our conversation. This is an easy task, but an easy evidence. But you need to apply from now, not from later, from now. Okay, right, so let's move and continue with what we were watching. Presentation, this is normal. This is a presentation. What do we have to do? Oh yeah, sorry, something else. I have specific content that I will take in count for the grade on the digital notebook, the conversation and presentation. For example, in digital notebook, I take in count the content, that the information and the content is complete. The design, that is beautiful to see, because an ugly work is going to tell me, hey, what's happening here? I don't understand nothing. And creativity, how you manage the information, if you add images in order to support the topic, etc. All right, all that. In conversations, I evaluate the presentation. That presentation is a good presentation, all right, with the right cover page, is clean, and it has no images what that doesn't are needed, etc. Content, that the information is complete, and delivery, the content that you complete with the 15 conversations and the 20 interventions per conversation, and the delivery that you deliver on time. In presentations, it's a normal presentation. The topic may vary according with the grades, and I take into account the presentation, that your presentation is not beautiful but is attractive to the human eye, that is not has not a strange combination of colors, etc. The information, that the information is enough and I understand the information, and your speech, how you manage your speech, your way to talk in English. All right, that's what I take in count a lot. Okay, and these are the, well, this is the sixth evidence, but this is sometimes done, sometimes doesn't, sometimes not. But these are the 5 basic that you have to complete on the quarter. Okay, the other ones are random, other evidences that are added according with a grade. Okay, according with a program, depending on the topics that we are seeing, depending on what we are studying, then I add specific other specific evidences in here. Maybe a summary, a drama playing, personal exam, etc. Right? But this is not official. All right. Let's get back now to the presentation. Let me see, where is it? Here. Okay. So that's the main assessment system that I have. Now, something that you have to remember that if you do wrong in exam, you can correct your grade with another exam, but not with a homework. It's not in that as the way that we work. Okay, we don't work in that way, right? So remember that. Please don't ask for the exam to be averaged with homework, because they are not. Okay, right, so let's move now. Notebook and platforms. Well, the platforms that we are going to use mostly is Macmillan. Some of you already know them, and we have already worked with Macmillan and Smart. Okay. On this new system, well, it says on this new system, classes may be modified according to these new necessities. However, English is no exception. Okay, well, the digital notebook that I told you. Also the Macmillan and also Smart. Okay, those are the platforms that we are going to use in there. Okay, evidences. I already have showed you the evidences that you have to develop. Homeworks. The homeworks consist on a series of tasks assigned by the teacher along with the quarter. The number may vary from the groups, but you all have to consider that every task will be counted until the end of the quarter. Now, the homeworks and the participations are counted until, well, not the participations, because if you complete enough participations, then you got that evidence done. But the homeworks ends on the end of the quarter. So at the end of the quarter, I will grade your homeworks at the evidence. Okay. There are no justifications for failing homeworks delivery, because the homework space will be modified in order to be closed. Well, in this case, it's not for that, but it's because I will take special attention on your practical stuff. So homework is always practical stuff. Don't fail, because I will take in count a lot. Participations follow the same process, but the task will be taken in count according. Well, I have just explained the participation aspect. I already showed exams. This is what I was showing you about the exam. It says, along with the quarter, we'll have 3 exams. The first will be free. This is just for the groups that I haven't taught yet, sorry. Given that it will be diagnostic test that everyone will have to take, right? Every test will be online, but the system may vary according with the tools. No, they are going to be online all and live. The 3 exams will count as a single evidence. This is the important part, and I have to highlight it. Okay, right. So sorry, this was not the best one. I will use a blue one. This one. For that case, you have to be careful in order to study, because a single bad grade can average you on less than your expected grade. Okay, so study. Class requirements. Now we go with the requirements for class, and for this I will show a presentation again here. Which are the requirements? First of all, I already told you, camera web. I cannot give you class if you don't have the camera web. As I told you, a year after we started the online classes, there's no excuse for not having a camera. You need a camera, yes or yes. No negotiating, negotiation on that. No, absolutely no. Cameras, yes or yes. Good internet connection. Well, you can make sure of this by different ways. Make sure that while you are in class, your family is not connected to Netflix or any other heavy data process, right? So you know data process mostly are multimedia process. So make sure that you are not connected to that. Maybe your brother plays Xbox or PlayStation online, whatever. Make sure they are not doing that. Number 3, microphones or headset. What I have here is a headset. The difference is the headset is a combination of the how do you call it? The earpods? No earpods. Well, yeah, auriculars. Well, headset. This stuff, right? And the microphone. It's necessary for that for class. Or if you want to have class with the audio of your laptop or of your computer and having a what's the name? A microphone, another microphone, right? An extra microphone. Earpods are not necessary, but you may consider them in order to not be interrupted by surroundings and the sound. Now, this helps a lot on making you, allowing you get in silence, right? Because if not, maybe sounds around you can distract you or something like that. For this, I suggest you to get a pair of headset that brings a microphone along with. In that way, you will be sure to be connected with class and to listen as well, right? I really recommend the headset. It's a good investment. And not investment that not just can be used for classes, but also, for example, for gaming, if you like to game, or for talking or chatting with other people. Presentation standards. Okay, I have no problem with this. You are at home. You can be dressed like anything. But I have just some exceptions for this. First of all, it's mandatory for all to be connected along with your camera web on, facing your face. If your camera is facing up or is facing down or whatever, then it's like if you are not connected in your camera. Okay. You may be in front of camera as you want. Also, there are no dressing standards. But you may consider that we don't want to see you in pajamas or naked. I had guys, mostly guys, not girls, but guys that they are in class without shirt. Dude, like, what the hell? I mean, we are in a class. You need to have the same respect in class that in a classroom. So be respectful, dress for class, and also don't be place it down on your bed. I hate that. I hate that we are taking class and you are in your bed. No, please, no. Find a place to sit and take class. Take in account that you are in class and not in any other activity. If you choose to work in this schedule instead of taking class, you will be deleted from the program. Okay, to work. I have many guys who says, teacher, but at the time of class I work. Dude, I mean, are you taking classes on university or are you working? If you tell me that you are working and you cannot connect in class, dude, sorry, you are going to fail the quarter because you must be here in class, not working. Class. Okay? So, sorry, will excuse me, but if you are working, I'm not going to give you extra, I won't be flexible with that. I won't be flexible. Decide, or work, or study, but not both. Less at the same time. Who does that? Why at the same time you work and study? I mean, unless you can divide yourself into two different people, that's stupid. Totally stupid. Alright? So don't do that. You can eat in class as long as you are not munching or biting while you are talking on the microphone. Okay, so you can eat. Just avoid to eat things that are makes a lot of sound of noise, like for example Lays or Ruffles or any other kind of chips. All right. Also, don't choose just crunchy stuff, and everything is going to be all right. Okay, and that's all for now, guys. So these are the outlines for the class. This is what we have to consider. What we have to do in order to have a good time having class. Please consider all the points that I have told you. They are not. I think that they are not complicated. Just go along with it, and we will be fine in all of that, right? Maybe sometimes I speak a lot of serious and also loud, but that's for trying to make it clear for you, right? Some of you don't speak English and can't listen well the English. So for those guys, I speak in this way, right? And I won't change. I will not change my way of speaking. So if you get offended, it's your problem, right? But I won't change this way of speaking, because if you feel in some way, another person is going to feel in some way, in another way. And I rather prefer to be understood well than giving you than making you feel good in class. Guys, we are not on a place where your feelings are first. No, take that idea off, because it's not part of here. The school is not for talking about your feelings. The school is for study. For about talking about your feelings, maybe if you want to do with me, I can give you some time out of the class and we can talk about your feelings, about what you feel, about what you want. Right? Also, there are your therapists. I mean, you have to take your psychotherapy if you are feeling so offended, because I'm not offending. I am just giving my class. Yeah, so that's the point that I want to touch. I am a teacher. I am an English teacher. I am not in charge to take care of your feelings. For that, your mom is there, your dad is there, your brothers, your siblings are there, your therapists are there. But it's not my job. I'm not going to take care of your feelings. Okay? Alright. And with that last point, we say goodbye for this class. I hope that you could understand everything. And any doubt that you have, you can text me by Telegram, which is going to be our main social media for communication. Okay? Any questions, let me know, and see you on class next. Hope you are good, and bye-bye.